Now, the mother of hostage, Naama Levy, has launched a desperate plea to have her daughter released by Hamas. She told CNN for her time is running out.
My voice may be soft when I speak right now, but the scream is inside me, and I don't hear the voices of the world loud enough responding to the scream. My daughter has been kidnapped by Hamas. Can you even begin to imagine that?
It's just heartbreaking, and that footage, I think it's burnt into the memories of so many people. That was one of the first bits of footage we saw out of October 7, and you just wonder what happened to that girl. What has she suffered? Is she still alive? And if it's done so much to people's emotions who don't even know her, you can hardly fathom how her mother's coping.
Oh, that's right, Rita. Just such an awful situation for her mother. And you're right, it's just one of those situations, even when you're not connected to it personally, it's so heartbreaking and shattering. So, and we've seen so many stories like this come out of what's going on in Israel, so truly shocking.
Now, Israel is urging the International Committee of the Red Cross to pressure Hamas to ensure access to the hostages still under their control. Their response, the Red Cross response, is it won't work. Have a look.
You have every avenue, every right, and every expectation to place public pressure on Hamas.
It's not going to work, because if the more public pressure we seemingly would do, the more they would shut the door.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
Yes, they would. They would.
Well, why don't you try it?
That does seem to be a very frustrating approach that
It is.
it's not going to work. Well, why wouldn't you try it? Why wouldn't you try everything just to ensure the hostages are alive, they're being taken care of, that, you know, you've got some vital information for their families?
Of course, Rita. I do note that obviously it is a very tricky situation. You just can't go, you know, in like a bullet a gate. But wouldn't you try, you know, and
Well, I know that clip has caused all sorts of unrest in Israel. There's a lot of people who are just really unhappy. Perhaps the way it was expressed wasn't the best way it could have been expressed, but if there's a further explanation, then yeah, we'd like to hear it. Now let's go to Joe Biden, his disaster at the border, where a record 12,600 migrants were encountered by Customs and Border Protection officers in 24 hours. And that's just the ones that were encountered. Thousands of migrants are crossing illegally at the Rio Grande River at the US-Mexico border. The numbers waiting to be processed are exploding. The backlog for immigration hearings is now past 3 million. That New York Post cover is from today, and I tell you, that front page speaks volumes. It's surrender. They're not even trying to address this problem. And it is a crisis, a rolling crisis that's been happening now throughout the Biden presidency. He has set records every year of his presidency for illegal immigration.
this is a real problem, Rita, and I think that's why perhaps even Biden voters will look back to someone like Donald Trump, who's tough on this and has a tough stance, because it appears that Biden has been completely asleep at the wheel.
Oh, well, when he came to the presidency, when he was campaigning, he rolled out the welcome mat. He said, come, and not surprisingly, they came. When you've got pull factors, you're going to have those sorts of issues. Now, finally, let's end on a happy note, because I know how much you love Meghan Markle. So I found this story where she's made a comeback to acting, people. Yes, she's appeared as an extra in an Instagram ad for a coffee brand she's invested in. Let's have a look at the ad.
I want to give a huge shout out to our amazing, clever team here at HQ. Without them, we are nothing. Our fulfillment crew, lovingly packing your lattes. They've been listening to Brittany on loop since 2019. Our very smart, only slightly nerdy digital team, making sure the website doesn't crash again like it did last year. Finally, the glue that literally holds us all together. Our incredible, resilient fulfillment team that have helped make 2022 such a big success.
Wow. Okay. What do you make of that? It's got all sorts of reaction, mostly poor. I know what they were trying to do there, but really?
Rita,
She made Prince Harry leave the royal family for that.
Look, I say this shows where her financial situation is, that she's now having to go on TikToks or social media posts for her business or ads. Her career has definitely taken a dive. But I will say this, to finish on a positive note, at least she's not attacking the royal family.
Well, not in that ad, because she doesn't get to speak. Maybe if she got to speak, she would have. But you would think if things were going well, the fact that her name is attached to a particular brand, people know she owns it or has some sort of investment in it, it would go gangbusters. But no, she's got to have some sort of a cute gimmick to actually push the brand. Sophie Ellsworth, always a pleasure. We'll see you again in 2024.